And that's just part of the equation for Caroline, suffering in the public eye.
And the whole other feature is the fact that she is in the public eye, and that just adds one more dimension to the stress.
Images of yet another celebrity for this British student who's watching this American tragedy here on U.S. soil.
I see nothing really but time healing this. Again, with the Princess Diana tragedy, things have moved on in England from then. She's been really had to come to terms with it.
Now, of course, a big factor in this is the Kennedy family's faith and the ritual of burial that can now move them forward and help them and us as a nation work through our stages of grief. Kai?
Krista, thank you. New at 6 o'clock, Eyewitness News shows us how we as Americans can cope with our private grief of such a public figure. Although JFK Jr.'s life was cut short, it will forever be remembered through video and pictures. Tim Williams met one local man who spent part of his life capturing the Kennedy legacy on film.
Paparazzi was a large part of John Jr.'s life, and when he got married, the flashbulbs of public interest seemed to follow him everywhere.
It's like a mixed blessing, and you don't like to see anything like this. This is terrible.
John Matthew Smith is a photographer who snapped shots of more than 500 celebrities, and on several occasions captured the Kennedy couple on film. Today, he's treasuring his pictures, John Jr. and Caroline at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
They always had a minute. You know, there was always a minute or two for the photographers, and she had an incredible poise about her, as you can see from the photo. Just a lot of love, and he was just, like I say, if you could go to 10 photographers to do this, all 10 of them, all 10 would say him and her both were great.
Smith's pictures are appearing in magazines and newspapers, but according to those who actually stop and look at the photos, there's something about seeing the faces up close and personal that brings this whole tragedy home.
Yes, yes. It does. It's just sad because, you know, it's like a pattern in a family. It's just something seems to happen almost every other year.
It makes me sad with the whole thing, everything that happened.
And looking at them now, I do feel kind of weepy because it is sad.
He was like a prince and a princess, so to speak, and they both died tragic deaths.
Smith says John and Carolyn were among the most patient with people wanting a picture and a smile. Here the couple is seen kissing.
Baltimore, that we no longer are going to hang our heads down, but we're going to lift our heads up to the hills from whence cometh our help. Politics as usual is no longer acceptable. Education as usual is no longer acceptable. Policing as usual is no longer acceptable. Economic development as usual is no longer acceptable. We declare a new day in Baltimore.
And that new day was ushered in as Kurt Smoke passed the torch to his successor.
I've often voiced the view that Baltimore's best days are ahead of us, and I leave office with that faith firmly intact.
That optimism was evident as Martin O'Malley was officially sworn in as Baltimore's 47th mayor.
And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Mayor of the City of Baltimore, according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Mr. Mayor, you have been duly sworn. May I congratulate you as the 47th Mayor of Baltimore City.
With his wife and children at his side, O'Malley laid out his hopes for the future.
We look ahead, asking ourselves, what do we want for our city? What is it about this place that makes it a place worth fighting for? And what would we do as a city if we knew we could not fail? This is my prayer for our city: to heal, to unite, and to bring home those who have lost their way, restore compassion, to build respect, and to achieve justice here and now, in this place, in our place, in Baltimore, the greatest city in America. Thank you very much.
Of course, Martin O'Malley giving his speech today, his inauguration speech here at War Memorial Plaza before about 1,000 people who had gathered here on this chilly December day to hear him and to witness what was going to take place. Of course, that is it from here right now. We'll check back with you just a couple of minutes, and we'll be taking a look at Martin O'Malley's theme of unity and diversity. Denise, for now, back to you.
Thank you, Vic. Well, it was O'Malley's wish that the entire city be represented today, from its children to its workers. We're going to go back to War Memorial Plaza now, where Eyewitness News team coverage continues. Krista Delcamp joins us with a sense of just who attended today's inaugural celebration. Krista.
Well, Denise, believe it or not, some took the day off to come and watch. Of course, there were the others who participated in today's events, the musicians, the dancers, and children who represented each corner of Baltimore. The fanfare is for the common man.
This is like the last mayor for the 20th century.
For those taking part, the experience was anything but.
This is like a historic moment. I've never been a part of like actual ceremony of official of a state, but I think it was a real good experience, I think.
There was prayer and plenty of pageantry, whether Korean fan dance or the beat of Baltimore's Soaring Eagles. The theme remained the same.
Such a cultural awareness that's taking place, and so of course we were very honored to be here.
What message were you trying to send the mayor with this dance?
Happiness and the beauty of nature, make everybody happy.
For the 68 kids carrying banners in the parade of Baltimore neighborhoods, this was the chance of a lifetime.
I wanted to tell him that my class said hi, and that Miss Hodges, my teacher, voted for him.
Perhaps the Sandtown Children of Praise put it best. This is the day.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
But all of this pageantry, all the ceremonies certainly wouldn't be the same without lots of people. Hundreds of people from Baltimore who not only came to see the mayor take the oath of office, but to wait in line to shake his hand. How long are you willing to wait out here to shake the mayor's hand?
As long as it takes.
My dad called me up and we wanted to come downtown because we feel a lot of hope for the city, and we wanted to participate and, you know, wish the mayor, wish him well on his new job.
I was a volunteer for the Mayor O'Malley campaign, and it's been work. It's been hard work.
I took off of work, but I am here in the support of the union for O'Malley.
We came out to see the ceremony. I came out with a couple of co-workers because we had all voted for him, I think, and wanted to see him inaugurated.
And you definitely saw two themes emerging here today. One was certainly unity and diversity, one of O'Malley's campaign themes, but also youth as well. Being the youngest mayor ever to be elected here in Baltimore with a young family of his own, it's not surprising that children played such a key role in today's ceremonies. Denise?
Indeed. Thank you, Krista. Eyewitness News live at War Memorial Plaza. Well, Mayor O'Malley had two secret weapons winning over his new constituents today, his darling daughters. 8-year-old Grace O'Malley confidently strode up to the podium, introduced herself to the crowd, and promptly won herself some fans.
Hello, my name is Grace O'Malley. Thank you for coming on such a special day. Everyone has been so nice to us in the campaign. I told my dad I would do anything to help. I know my dad is going to be the best mayor ever.
After Grace's impressive performance, her 6-year-old sister Tara took the stage. She soon had the audience wrapped around her little finger.
Hello, my name is Tara O'Malley. When our dad decided to run for mayor, a lot of people said he was crazy. But our mom told us not to listen to those people.
The O'Malley girls, you heard, had laughter in the audience, but they brought their parents to tears and laughter as well. Made them very, very proud, I'm sure. The O'Malley son, 2-year-old William, was a little too young to take up in public speaking, but he did dance back and forth across the stage a lot. Martin O'Malley made diversity and unity a theme of his successful campaign. Today, people of all ages, races, religions were here at City Hall to watch and take part. Vic Reed joined us live from War Memorial Plaza with more on how the new mayor hopes to bring the city together. Vic.
Well, Denise, today, throughout the day, we talked to a number of former mayors who had gathered here at the podium to also witness this historic occasion. One thing that they kept saying over and over again is that running the city alone, Martin O'Malley will not have a very easy job. But as Ron Mass reports, Martin O'Malley is committed to bringing people together as the torch is passed to a new generation.
Applause greeted Martin O'Malley and his family when they appeared on the balcony of City Hall. The Reverend Frank Reed was on the podium with William Cardinal Keeler. Last September, Eyewitness News was at Bethel AME Church when Reed endorsed O'Malley, giving O'Malley a significant boost in the black community.
It's a great day for the city. In the midst of all of the death and the problems that we have, this is a new day and a new Baltimore, and we should all be glad about it.
That new day brought blue skies, a thumbs up from Kurt Schmoke, and a sun-drenched crowd to War Memorial Plaza, and a promise from O'Malley's father-in-law, Attorney General Joe Curran, that diversity will be at the top of the new mayor's agenda.
Major contributions by African Americans and Irish and German and Polish and Jews and Hispanics, and that's what makes the city so great, and together we're going to make it as great as it can be.
Can he bring the city together? Can he unify the city, Quais?
I think he can. And you know, one of the interesting things about taking over is that everybody asks the question, can you do it, or can he do it, or can she do it? I think we have to wait and give him some time.
This Inauguration Day is about Baltimore's future, but the city's past is not being forgotten.
Have a good time.
We're going to have a good time. Former Mayor Clarence Du Burns joined the celebration, as did former mayors Tommy D'Alessandro III and William Donald Schaefer, sending best wishes and some advice to Martin O'Malley.
All lined up outside, be below, and in as well, have clearly not lost their fascination with princesses and fairy tales. She made only one request, and then signed patiently the $25 copies of her new book, Win the Weight Game, which she apparently has as a spokesman for Weight Watchers. The fans gushed.
She's beautiful, fantastic person.
Oh, she's very lovely. She's beautiful in person.
And it seems she is. She moved the line along, but took time to shake every hand and to chat with the commoners. This one asked what she talked about.
Just talk about important issues which I've been through in my journey, and I hope it helps.
She said she welcomes the entry of Monica Lewinsky, new spokesperson for Jenny Craig, into the weight loss field.
And the fact that Monica stands up and talks openly about her figure and herself like that is brave, and I admire that.
She handed out dolls and smiles. 400 people became her subjects.
As a young girl, I fantasized about their lives, so to meet them is, you know, like a fantasy world.
And she's kind of down to earth, and she's gone through her own personal battles, and a lot of, especially women, have followed that. She's a mom. She's a woman who was once overweight, now she's gorgeous, and she's 40.
I'm Andy Barth, 2 News.
After half a dozen stops around Baltimore today, Fergie left town this afternoon and is headed for Minneapolis, where she'll do the very same thing tomorrow.
Very busy lady these
Yes.
days. Still ahead, the Redskins get ready for their next playoff game.
But first, a tragic day in the world of basketball, and Scott joins us with details.
And we'll have that story and also some Dunbar basketball coming up next.
Coming up tonight on ABC2. At 8, it's night 4 of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. At 9, why is Drew hanging with Mr. Cooper? Then catch Spin City on a special night and time. At 10, tune in for 2020, followed by 2 News at 11. Tonight's lineup was brought to you by Gardner's Furniture, America's top brands at Maryland's lowest prices.
When you combine young people, hot weather, alcohol, and moral changes in the culture, anything could happen.
As you can see, the action was so X-rated, the police had no choice but to shut the contest down.